All right.
Hi, Marie.
Hi, Shannon.
So our last session, we were talking about the loss of your job and the impact that it had on you. You know, how is that making you feel?
Well, right now I'm feeling that I can't contribute as much as I would like to the family. Now the holidays are coming up and I don't have the income that I'm accustomed to, and that's causing, a financial burden on myself and my family. And, I'm just working with my co-workers and status of even working, I just feel like I'm embarrassed when I say I don't work right now.
Mm-hmm. So how you're feeling is completely normal because you were at your job, your career for 10 years. It almost seems like maybe you're at like a loss of an identity and maybe feel a little guilty, kind of.
That's exactly how I'm feeling. Yeah, I'm feeling that. I guess I would say that, I felt like I had, some power. I don't want to really say power, but I had some like authority, and I had, I was a supervisor, so I had,
You're a status symbol.
Yeah, and I was like, I just, like right now, not having that, I just feel like almost useless.
Well, have you ever thought about maybe volunteering somewhere that you could feel it will still make an impact on the community? It might not be the exact, a supervisor level, but you could still make an impact, about and on other people, on the community like you were doing. It might not be the exact, but that could still maybe help how you feel.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of volunteering, which did help, so you're absolutely right.
How did that make you feel with the volunteering? Like,
it was really nice. It was very rewarding.
Where did you volunteer at?
I volunteered at the Ark of Monmouth.
Okay,
and that's with the disabled, mentally and physically disabled population.
Okay.
And they were that was rewarding.
Yeah. What did you like about it?
Well, I like that it was. I like that population because they're honest, and that's important to me. Mm-hmm. And they're just genuine. So I really enjoyed that.
And that's a big population change from you're with juveniles in a correctional facility,
right,
to helping disabled people who haven't committed a crime but really need and want your help.
Right, and like they're happy to see you. Like,
yeah.
Whereas before when I was working in the jail, they don't want to be there, and
Mm-hmm.
they say all kinds of things to you, and but you get used to it,
Yeah. Do you think maybe when you were volunteering at the Ark, it kind of helped you maybe form a little bit of a different identity, a more, I don't want to say positive identity, but you're more helpful.
Yeah.
People really enjoyed to see you.
Yeah.
And that makes you feel good when you feel wanted
and needed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they look up to you.
Yeah.
And just seeing you in the room, it makes them happy. And that can make you really feel good.
Yeah, it was. I really enjoyed that, and even the people I worked with were really, really nice. Mm-hmm. And my job before, was always like, who's stabbing you in the back, and you got to watch out. So it was kind of always like you're on your toes, and mm-hmm. not just with the inmates or the detainees, but with the officers you work with. You really can't trust anybody there. So
that sounds stressful.
Yeah. But with the with the volunteer work I did, it was like it was a complete opposite. It's completely opposite.
Yeah, because the people you're working with are kind of have their heart in the same place your heart is in. They're there to help. They're there to help other people's lives better.
Yeah.
You know, and they're not malicious. You know, they're not out for money. 'Cause a lot of them are volunteers. So you're going to be surrounded mostly. I mean, you went from a correctional facility where everything is like very strict, very like everyone's money hungry, and you're dealing with people who don't even want to be near you, and don't like you, like the inmates, to a place where people have big hearts and all they want to do is help. And just like how you felt good.
Right.
That these people wanted your help, and the people you're working with, it's a total different environment now. They probably enjoy, like, love that you are like them. You have a big help and you want to, help others.
Yeah.
So that's like a nice, not a full identity, but that's another identity. You can have that
Yeah.
and make you feel better.
It did help and change like a lot of perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
And the only downside in that is the money. I mean, when you're in that field, you don't make the same money as you do.
Do you ever feel that opens up more doors, though? The more people you meet that could bring you on different positions?
Yeah.
And not just from volunteering, but, to actually having a job that pays, well enough that you can support the family like you wanted to. Might take a little bit, but eventually.
Yeah, and sometimes I think, am I happy? Am I going to be happy in this job and make less money, or find a job where I make more money and not be as happy? So there's like two sides to what I have to think about.
What do you feel is more important to you?
Well, money I think is important. But then, when I did the volunteer, like, it felt good even though I didn't make any money, So I guess
Helping others makes you feel good.
Yeah.
It makes them feel good. Makes them feel good. It makes you feel good.
And I didn't feel like I was, I'm still looking for a job, so I wasn't doing anything, just sitting around and watching TV all day.
Yeah.
That was never me. I'm like a worker. I like to work, and I think thinking about some of the, like, working before, like, I worked a lot of overtime, and and last week when you mentioned that I can spend more time with my family and everything, that I thought about that, and that was a good point that you had made to me, and I thought about it, and you're right that it does. Being out of work did help me
Make more a deeper connection
with family.
Yes, because family is important. Family will, be there through thick and thin, hopefully.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about finding, because I know that you wanted to stay with the county so you can get vested, because you only have 2 more months. Is there any positions that are similar to the ones you were volunteering at?
Not at the time, not right now, but I did apply for a job driving a bus.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the county, so as long as they get vested, they go by your, to get vested, they go by your 3 highest paid years. So, it won't affect too much. It just affect the immediate income, but for my pension, they'll go by the 3 highest paid years when you do get your pension. So.
Okay, so the job that you're looking for now, you really want to be in the county, but the salary, it does or does not have to be the same you were making before? The most important thing is the pension, or is it the
the pension?
The pension.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the right now, like at this point, like the job isn't too important now. I've been out of work for 2 years, and I did miss the job and people and the work, everything I missed about it. But now I think I'm trying to focus my goal more on just getting in the county and doing anything, and then, you know, I'll just keep looking, and if something comes up close to what I was doing, I can get in there. I'm hoping like maybe like juvenile probation will come up, because like, I'll be able to do that.
That would be excellent.
Yeah.
That would definitely be excellent, kind of up your alley. Now, you say you miss the coworkers that you had, but yet they were still kind of malicious a little bit?
But
Or were there good ones?
there's good and bad.
Yeah.
Everywhere, I think there's good and bad. But yeah, some of them, like, you just really, I don't care to ever see them again. But some were really good. And we had a party every year, like every July on the anniversary. We call it Kick to the Curb party. And this year we didn't have it for some reason.
Why not?
I don't know. Like, it just, I guess everybody's like moving on and finding other jobs, and
That's also kind of a loss.
yeah.
Maybe even getting together just to, you know, have some wine together, you know, not focusing on, you know, kick the curb party. That's kind of trying to make a positive out of a negative.
Yeah.
But almost not forgetting it, but not making that the main focus. Maybe let's just get together because, you know, it is what it is, and just have some wine or go out for dinner. So at least you still have those relationships, and you can converse with them, and that would be like a positive thing you can do, you know, and not just, you know, everything was just cut off, and now you don't ever see those people.
Right. So
Have you thought about any other volunteer places?
yeah, I did.
Like while you're unemployed, of course.
Oh yeah. I called a few places. I did a little bit at the Commission for the Blind,
Okay.
but that was like pretty stressful.
Was that? How come?
Because most of them need transportation, and take them to the store, and they spend hours and hours, and you have to explain, because they can't see, you have to explain color, everything, like every detail where you wouldn't think you'd have to explain. So that was a little overwhelming.
Okay. I can see that's being overwhelming, absolutely.
And then you worry about, like, if something happens, if you're driving them somewhere in the car, you know, and like an accident, you don't be responsible. And
Oh my God.
So like, I did that for a little bit, and then I was like,
Not for you.
no, it was, I think if I had if they provided the transportation, I wouldn't be as worried.
Okay. It's a lot. It's a lot of, you're responsible for them.
Yeah.
They're almost helpless, kind of. Not helpless, but being blind is a big thing.
But I learned a lot from that, though. I learned a lot.
What did you learn?
Well, I learned like, you know, like to, you know, have more patience, and to you know, like what a struggle it is they have to be blind. You know, even like simple things you take for granted. You know, like I had this one woman where literally, like, because she doesn't get to go out anywhere, I went with her, and she wanted like 10 rolls of each color thread, and like to explain thread and the color and everything took forever. And then it's like she basically like had all these rolls of thread because she was afraid she would never get out to the craft store again. You know, so that was kind of sad.
That is sad.
Yeah, because the transportation, they're not going to go in the store with her and help her pick thread, you know, so that was a little hard. So
how did that make you feel about your situation? I mean, did you relate it to anything of yours? Almost like, wow, like, yeah, I lost my job.
Yeah, it made me feel like thankful I can see, you know.
Yeah, like it's almost like an eye-opener.
Yeah.
You know, that like, okay, yeah, I lost my job, I'm struggling with my bills, but I can see.
Yeah.
I know it sounds maybe silly, you know, but maybe, you know, that was a good, I don't know how you feel, but I feel everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And that could have been like an eye-opener of,
It did make me feel more thankful
Yes.
for what I do have.